Welcome to the Moon Magic Tarot channel. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's readings, we are asking your higher self, how are you going to meet your soulmate? We're going to be asking for as much information as possible. I'm seeing this card speaking to us already. As much information as possible about, is there anything you can be doing? Not just the guidance as to how this might happen, but what can you do? And really, just as much information as they are willing to give to us today. So we are tuning in with your higher self, who will already know, of course, how best to take action. We're going to use 3 different readings, and we are drawing 3 cards here from the Sacred Spirit reading cards to guide you in, and I will draw a charm and a rune for each of the readings as well. So reading number 1. Your card is Living Light Energy. Wow, that is beautiful. Energy of that is stunning. Reading number 2, Hidden Realms. And reading number 3, Secret Temptation. Being led astray. This came up recently in another soulmate reading, actually, I think. Okay, Super Souls, let's draw a rune for each. Reading number 1, your rune is Ice. Reading number 2, we have the rune of Flow. And reading number 3, we have the rune of Berkana, Growth. And your charms. Reading number 1, you have an anchor. This is so interesting. So interesting. I'm dying to start tuning in with this and speaking already, but I will wait till we get to the reading. Really important to follow your intuition. Reading number 2, we have an owl. Fascinating. Wow, just fascinating. And reading number 3, we have a feather. Okay, Super Souls, so I'll leave the video running just for a few moments in case you are not yet sure. You can always pause it as well. I will put the timestamps in the information box and in the comments as well for phone users, so you can zap straight through to whichever reading or readings you want to tune in with. Sometimes more than one has a message, and sometimes a combination of those readings is really, the advice that is being brought through from your higher self. Super Souls, I will see you in a moment in the readings. Super Souls, welcome to reading number 1. I'm just really excited. There's an incredible energy in these readings. Now, you have been drawn to the card of Living Light Energy, See the Beauty in Life. We also have the rune of Ice, and we have the anchor. Now, it's very, very interesting because I already feel as if your higher self is suggesting, rather than you charge ahead looking for your partner or trying to make it happen, that the key to meeting your soulmate, and we'll be asking for lots of information about how this might happen and seeing what information comes through for you, reading number 1, I feel already your higher self is actually saying, get still. Anchor yourself. There's something about aligning your energy first, and the rest will follow. So I'm going to move this card over here, and we're going to draw various oracle cards, I think. Various oracle cards, some tarot cards, and then we'll just allow the reading to emerge in a kind of an organic sort of way. So let's have a look at these oracle cards first. So first of all, we have healing family issues and let your friends help you. Okay, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents, ask for and accept support from others. It's your first. I'm going to move that beautiful rose quartz crystal just down here and place the cards so we got enough room, because we're going to be drawing quite a few cards today. Oh, look at this. Now this is really interesting. We then have Juno partnership and Aries act. Oh, reading number one. This is really fascinating. Really fascinating. Let go gracefully. And choices and decisions. Okay. Your higher self is being very, very clear with you here. Okay. What your higher self is, there is going to come a time to act. Okay, there will come a time to take action. What I'm seeing is, it's a really interesting, I think paradox is the word. But there's a really interesting, paradox here, because on the one hand, there will be time to take action, and we'll see if we can get information on the timings here for you. But right here and right now, it's as if your fundamental energy, your own personal energy, it's still tangled up in some stuff connected to your family, or even some family pattern that has acted out within relationships. Okay, so let go gracefully. You know, something in your life is calling for you to let it go. Let go gracefully. Whatever has taken place in the past, it is time to move forwards, and letting go will make way for the new. Whether this is a person, a situation, an outdated thought or behavior pattern, this card comes to assure you that new horizons are waiting for you. I feel what has happened is that some kind of historical family stuff, you know, whether you've just like literally inherited it, or whether it's become present in your childhood, or it's entered into your adult relationships, it's kind of blocked you actually in some way, shape or form. And this whole scenario has left you feeling fearful about the choices and the decisions you make. And what this kind of means energetically, you know, if you think about the law of attraction and the way that we attract, you know, we attract what we are. If a part of you is either indecisive or fearful, you're probably, however nice they are, going to attract a partner who also has some unresolved, fearful kind of underlying issues, and they may or may not be even aware of them. I mean, a lot of people in the world don't have a connection to those issues, you know, and they're just present either in anxiety or in other kind of shapes and forms. Some people are just acting out, you know, and they don't have a desire to, you know, step up the consciousness ladder. But, you know, that's not your problem. Okay, this is your higher self is really clear on this. It's not your problem to deal with other people's problems. Okay, what you are needing to do is to get grounded. Now, the rune of ice, I think it's speaking to us in more than one way here today. On the one hand, it's saying to you, just get still, please. Just get yourself still. You know, sometimes the rune of ice actually says, stop. Stop trying to force something, stop trying to make it happen, stop going over and over, stop ruminating, just stop, okay? But it also says, journey within and remove any obstacles within you that are blocking your progress, and then the ice will melt, okay? And the flow will come. It's interesting, in reading 3 we have the rune of flow. So this is literally about aligning your energy. Your higher self is saying very firstly, the first, if you have a to-do list to attract your partner, to bring in your soulmate, the very first thing is to align your personal energy with everything that you wish to bring into your world. That includes removing blocks and fears about just basically about making choices, about decisions, about whether or not you're going to get it right. There's fear here about getting things wrong or getting things right. That feeling of, gosh, if relationships haven't worked out, what was I doing wrong? The more you dwell in that space of what did I get wrong, the more you're energetically resonating at that level of frequency. And your higher self is saying very, very, very clearly here, you need to realign your energy. Your higher self is also suggesting that you reach out and spend time with friends, people who know you and love you. Excuse me. You know, I remember listening to, I think it was some kind of it was on a radio show actually, just a random radio show with very good music actually, but the DJ actually said, and I've never forgotten this quote, your friends are people who know you and still love you. I just thought that was just delightful, because it's kind of like people who just, you know, we're not perfect, and actually it's our imperfections that make us such magical human beings. It's our imperfections that make our relationships heavenly, actually. Obviously there can be big stuff that's going on that we need to fix, but you know, we're just normal people learning through life, and we need to have that mindset that allows us to learn, and every time we learn from something, even if it's difficult, we raise our vibration, because we can be grateful for the learning. And gratitude is like the highest vibrational state. It's extraordinary. So very important to shift away from, let go of any fears about making the wrong choices. Everything here is about anchoring yourself, getting still, removing the inner blocks. Now, we're going to ask for a lot more information here, because we have let your friends help you, we have Juno partnership, and Aries act. So I think let your friends help you in that, let them support you, and your friends will sometimes also be really honest with you, and that's kind of what you're needing at the moment. You're needing people to be really clear with you, so that, and to help you realign your energy through that process of learning. And this card can also indicate as well that sometimes you may meet a partner through your friends. It could indicate that somebody who you have always thought of as a friend actually has always really liked you, you know, and actually they are longing to ask you to see whether you would be interested in them. For other, this card can also mean you could meet someone through your friends, a friend of a friend. Your friends know you, they want you to be happy. And if you're out and about with friends who resonate with you, you know, friendships that are really good, then they're going to resonate with other people who would resonate with you. So there's something very clear here, and your higher self is saying, very, very important to cultivate your friendships at the moment. So there's almost like, I feel like they're giving you step-by-step guidance. Right, this is on your agenda and your priority list of the things that you can do to call in your soulmate. Step 1, get still, get anchored, and clear the way. Release, cleanse, shed, let go of any blocks, including fears of making the wrong decision. Step 2, hang out with your friends, and if you are looking for new friendships, join groups of people who will resonate with you. Okay, again, people who share the same, not just the same interests, because sometimes that can be good, but we need more than that. People who will resonate and share. It's like sharing the same values. Okay, so have that in mind if you're seeking new friendships. And now we're going to draw far more cards, and we are going to be, I think we've got your first 2 steps as well. Your higher self is very clear here. Your step number 1, step number 2 on priority list. Let's now see what you are being shown for further guidance. How will this unfold? What other information can your higher self give you? Because there will be a time to act. Okay, so we will draw from okay, let me draw from this tarot pack here first of all. Okay, and I'm going to draw from this pack as well. Okay, so your first card, oh, this is super good. 10 of Pentacles, reading number 1. 10 of Pentacles. You have the card of the Emperor. You have the card of, wow, look at these cards, Judgment and Justice. This is very big actually. I'm going to move these down here a moment. I'll pop those up a little bit. Okay. This is huge. Okay, so lots of information here for you. And we also have, look at this, Ace of Hearts, Love, 2 of Hearts, Union, Super Souls, reading number 1. I mean, this is just amazing. It's almost like all you actually have to do is almost like clear the way. Okay, you need to clear the way, and this is, I really feel like this is going to fall into place for you. I mean, 10 of Pentacles. Again, you know, hanging out, the 10 of Pentacles for me is a card of, I want to say family, really. It's the ultimate card of family stuff. We have the Emperor, we have Judgment and Justice. Do you know what I'm first of all going to say is, I think that what you need to let go of, for some of you, it will actually connect to maybe some kind of father stuff, okay? You know, maybe you had, I say father stuff because it could be a, you know, in a way the Emperor, although it's the archetypal father image, it's not necessarily gender specific. But I feel like within the family environment, you felt judged, you felt like you couldn't move, you felt hemmed in. It was like, I mean, look at this card of Justice. It's like this loud hailer, you know, you will listen to me. I am judging you and you will listen to me. I am right. And all these eyes on the body of this person. I mean, it's depicted as a kind of an angel. It's very interesting because I feel like this for me is a really big turning point. This card is suggesting a turning point. It's like it's your higher self is validating how things were. Okay, you've come from some kind of family situation where somebody, I mean, basically, wrongly or rightly, I mean, ultimately, people behave in unhelpful ways. You know, sometimes even, I'll say they behave in unhelpful ways because of their own history and their own difficulties. Okay, I mean, you know, none of us are perfect. Sometimes people do the wrong things for the right reasons. It's like they recognize that they messed up and therefore they want to tell you what to do because they don't want you to make the same mistakes. I'm not saying that's the right for all of you, but for some of you this may resonate. You know, we grow up in families where people often try to create the opposite for their little ones, and in doing so they're still really cramping their style. They're not giving them room to discover themselves, to work out their own, you know, their own pathway, to fall over and pick back up again and make their own mistakes. You know, it's never good when a parent is too much in charge. in the, you know, we need safety of boundaries, but room to discover who we are simultaneously. So I do feel within the family environment there has been a level of kind of judgment. Now, you're at a point where I think you can see this quite clearly, and your higher self is sort of saying, look, you can bring this back into balance. You call the shots now. You take charge of your own life. You make the decisions. You decide what shape you want your future, your family, your home to look like, your personal family, your partnership. It is now a decision time for you. This is a very pivotal moment for you. Reading number 1, actually very pivotal. Get anchored, get still, get focused, remove the history and take charge yourself. This is the time for you to decide what you want, when you want it, and how you want it, and then you take action, okay? And there will be time to take action. I'm going to draw some more cards for you as well, just to see how this is unfolding and if your higher self will give more information around this acting, when you need to act. But this is very clear. They're saying that you have reached a turning point. Your higher self is really sitting here saying, this is the moment. And your spirit, I'm really feeling like your spirit team are just hovering around you. And they are saying, this is the turning point. Your higher self says, you know, step up. You know, we are connected. I am you. I am in you. Rise above something, whatever has happened. So whether it's family stuff or it's a recent or a historic relationship where something of family stuff ended up getting in the way. Time to rise above, call the shots, be your own hero or heroine. And this is coming. I mean, partnership, love, Ace of Hearts, Two of Hearts union. I mean, this is magical, reading number 1. I'm just going to draw some more tarot cards for you, actually, because I would really like to see, you know, if any information is given. I mean, it's very clear. You have those 2 top priorities. Priority 1, let go gracefully, let go of any self-doubt. We do have to work at those things, and I acknowledge that, okay? But they really are saying you're at a point where you are actually sufficient, you should be sufficiently empowered, or you can be sufficiently empowered to really make that decision for yourself, make that commitment. So we're now going to ask, can we be given any information about the hows, the wheres, the wherefores, you know, any information about how this new relationship might unfold? Okay, 7 of Cups. We have the Moon. 10 of Cups. Bang in the middle. Oh, reading number 1. Reading number 1. 8 of Swords. The Hermit. Knight of Swords. Okay, this is like the card of Act again coming up. Okay. They're really clear here, you know, they're really clear. So, reading number 1, what we're being shown here is your indecisiveness, fear of making the same mistakes again, you know, like snakes and ladders. And I do really hear this, and I need to voice it because it's important. Your higher self is saying to you, look, you've had several experiences where you feel you thought you might have found the right one. You've climbed the ladder and then you've just been swept downstream again. It's the snakes and ladders card here. And it's left you fearful of making choices. Now, I will read you the choices and decisions card because this is important. The choices that we make today are defining the shape of our tomorrow. And so it is hardly surprising that we sometimes worry about making the right decisions. Do not shroud your mind in the fog of uncertainty. Just as you have choices today, you also have choices tomorrow and the day after. Be assured you can always change course again. Really interesting. Your higher self is actually saying to you again, take charge. This is sitting with the card of the Emperor, and let your friends help you. We've already been given an indication that it may be through friendship that you meet this person, because it's really hovering around you. There may even be someone who is a friend who really, really does like you, but they've never quite been able to ask for all sorts of other reasons. You may have been, you may have literally been in another relationship. And it's interesting, we have this card sitting here of the 7 of Cups. You know, you may be fearful of making choices, but I think there could be the energy of someone around you, reading number 1, connected to friendship, who might also be afraid of making the wrong choices as well, which is really rather lovely here. Do you know, this is really interesting. Okay, we were kind of asking for more information. I'm going to voice what I think may pan out here. Okay, we know what you need to let go of. We understand this. I think that the person you are meeting or going to meet, for some of you, you may already know them, but haven't necessarily thought of them from a relationship perspective, just simply because other things have been in the way, or maybe you were dating someone else, but something has... So for some of you, there is somebody around you who I think has been genuinely interested but hesitant in speaking to you, okay? That's what we see here. And in a way, there's a mirror, going back to the mirroring of the law of attraction. What is interesting, I think the person coming into your life, Super Souls, reading number 1, is someone whereby you will help to heal each other. Both of you, I think, have really been thrown into the depths of, you know, the dark night of the soul through historical relationships and family difficulties. There's a mirror here. And from that, it's partly what's going to sit as a foundation to bring you together. You're going to be a mirror to one another. And because you are a mirror to one another, you actually enable the ice to melt. Now, Super Souls, remember, this is a really important piece of information your higher self is voicing here. If we meet someone and we suddenly realize that we're talking, we think we have a really strong connection because we're talking all about our problems, and we think, wow, this person really understands me. This is very true. Okay, but please remember that that is not the source of just being able to share similar experiences in relationships. Isn't the source of a flourishing relationship. Be thoughtful about this, because, and you are being asked to be thoughtful here. Differentiate between, okay, someone who is entrenched in their history, and so they connect to you because they think you understand, but actually they don't want to move on. Sometimes people are entrenched in their history and they have no desire to move forwards. And then we end up in that kind of codependent relationship because we're just entrenched in history, both of us, and we're living something out. There's a difference between someone, that connection, or, you know, which is what I think Caroline Myers calls it, woundology. Her woundology is what she refers, when people come together through their woundology and they misinterpret connection, real connection at a level of soul, for mutual wounding. And she says it's great to have that resonance and to mirror something, but we're looking for a foundation of happiness. So this needs to be someone who's genuinely motoring forwards. They are addressing their problems and prepared to move forwards with leaps and bounds. What I'm seeing here for you guys, and this connects into your hesitancy, your choices, okay? So what we're being shown here, your higher self is saying, you're in so many layers to this reading, it's magical. So layer 1, it's like step by step, layer by layer. Super Souls, this is gorgeous. So we know we've got your first 2 priorities on your priority list of doings. Layer by layer, you're hesitant and fearful about making choices. I think the person you meet is going to be too. Both of you have just experienced, you know, you've both experienced what that means. What you're actually looking for, though, is the same. You're looking for someone who will have that mirror, but also be prepared to do the work yourself. You know, that there's some layers of work that we must do on our own. We can't put those problems onto someone else. We can't expect a relationship to fix the family problems. You know, a partner can walk side by side us. You know, it's like 2 ships sailing on the same course side by side. You've got each other's backs, you're there for each other, but you're not fixing the core fundamental problems. those core fundamental problems are our own responsibility, as are their, your partner's core problems are their responsibility. So this reading is telling me that there is something, I think the person coming into your life is someone who has made a commitment to sorting those things out, sorting out their core issues in a really direct way. And this is why you have this real potential for a shared future, because you both know what really matters to you. Okay, so there's some really important information here, really beautiful information here. Reading number 1, the energy of relationship is really around you. Partnership, act. We've got your action list. Action 1, clear, clean, cleanse your own energy. If necessary, check in with a therapist in some way to help you if you need to. Second, priority list action. Let your friends help you. It may even be a friend or through friends that you meet, through friendship groups. Priority number 3, when you meet someone and you like them, and it's obvious that they are also potentially tentatively liking you, take your time. Look to see the difference, connect with them, see what feels right, allow things to resonate, okay? Because there's such a strong bond here. And the biggest thing here is to recognize that and check out, if you start to feel that strength of connection where you've both got shared experiences, take the time to check out what they're doing to fix their problems. I mean, it's a great question, isn't it? If you're talking with someone and you realize, gosh, I've just had a really challenging relationship, or my family were not easy, or whatever it is, and they say, yeah, me too, and suddenly you say, so what do you do? What's your approach to this? How have you been, working through the healing process for yourself? Inquire, and what you'll find is, if you get mirrored back, that they are taking action, and what they have done on their pathway, whatever route of healing they've taken, that they're taking responsibility. That's going to be the bingo moment, because not only will you have that connection, but you'll know they're taking responsibility for themselves, and that, I think, will help you to overcome the aspect of self-doubt and fear of making the wrong or the right choice. Reading number 1, your higher self is, I know our higher selves are wise, but wow, your higher self is very wise. Just so wise, and I feel like your whole team are just hovering around you, nudging you forward, saying, just sort this one out. You take responsibility for you, find someone who's doing the same. All is good, it's just going to happen, and it's gorgeous. Reading number 1, I am adoring your reading, it's heavenly. Super Souls, this reading is I'm putting this reading in the Timeless Readings playlist, and I'll put a link in the information box so you can access. I'm building that playlist. It's full of readings that ask direct questions. So if we're having a wobble, we need a yes or a no, or is this person trustworthy? There's a ton of readings there to help, and I'm building on them all the time. Super Souls, thank you. I have to say thank you so much to those of you who are supporting me on Patreon, and who have also supported me through the super thanks in the comments. I really appreciate it. From the bottom of my heart. I put a lot of resources into the world for free. I have a whole library. I'll put the link in the box to the A to Z of emotional health. It's www.azemotionalhealth.com. It costs money to run a library. It's a completely free resource. It will always be free, and it was my parting gift to my full-time working as a psychotherapist. So which, for those of you new to my channel, was my main profession for a long time, over 28 years, and now I'm really trying to bridge the gap here between that, bring that knowledge into the world through spiritual pathways. So very different orientation, but the core information is there, and knowledge is power. So Super Souls, if you want to get notification of any of my readings, I'll be posting a moon update for literally the weekly moon forecast on Fridays. And on Sundays, I post weekly guidance from your spirit team every single week. So if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, you should get notification as soon as I post anything. And gosh, lastly but not leastly, I give away a free private reading and a pack of the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards every month. It's a subscriber offer, and I have a subscriber email list. I mean, again, I'll just put all the links in the information box below. If you add yourself to this list, once you're on it forever. And my colleague draws the names out of a hat every month, and I announce them after one of the Sunday readings. So Super Souls, reading number 1, Heaven Awaits. That's what I'm going to say to you guys. You are gorgeous, sending you all the love in the world. Welcome, reading number 2, Super Souls. This is a fascinating collection here. We have the card of Hidden Realms, Create Conscious Awareness. We have the Rune of Flow, and we have the Owl. And of course, owls see in the darkness. You know, owls can, literally, they can see in the dark. They see things that other people don't see. And the Hidden Realms is also speaking of really similar areas of shamanic journeying, of meditation, of, you know, experiencing, seeing things, being given guidance, being shown the way. So this is really interesting, because we are asking your higher self, you know, for advice, guidance. You know, how are you going to meet your soulmate? Is there anything you can do? Can we have information, please? So there's your first card already. We're going to draw some oracle cards first today. Okay. I have all 3, I think. Gosh, I'm feeling this one as well. Doesn't feel right. It's this one. Okay. So let's have a look at these cards first. We're going to be drawing all sorts of cards for you today. Here we go. Express your love. Give your relationship a chance. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Work on your partnership. Okay, this is really interesting, connecting in with the Hidden Realms card. Okay, put these here. What else are we shown here? Uncertainty. Bless your past. Okay. This is very interesting. What else do we have? Moon, perception, Jupiter, abundance, 12th house, introspection, and Pluto, rebirth. Okay. Reading number 2, this is really interesting. I feel like you already know your soulmate. But I'm going to voice this, because this is a reading where we're asking your higher self, you know, how will you meet your soulmate? How will this happen? What kind of information can you be given? So it's very interesting here, because in many ways, lots of things here are suggesting that there will be, this is someone you already know or you've already met. It may actually be that you meet someone you had a connection with some time ago. I would also say it's possible that it is possible that what this reading is also connecting into, particularly with Hidden Realms, because this is a shamanic journeying card, that actually this is somebody you're going to meet, someone who you have known before from a past life. There's a really interesting energy of, I almost want to say, hesitancy around you, which is fascinating because in a way we have the rune of flow. Now the rune of flow speaks about, you know, the ebb and flow of careers, the ebb and flow of relationships, the ebb and flow of emotions. I feel like maybe there is some ambivalence. I think that's probably the right word, ambivalence, you know, uncertainty about, you kind of want it, but you're not really sure about this in some way, shape or form. Maybe you also haven't been able to feel that you can fully be yourself, you know, expressing your love. You know, we are all unique. We're all absolutely unique and special in relationship. You know, we're unique and special human beings. And sometimes we feel as though the way in which we ourselves wish to be within a relationship maybe hasn't been acceptable to somebody, or there were things that got in the way. I'm going to draw more cards here, reading number 2. This is a very, very interesting energy around you because there's uncertainty. This is somebody from either who you've known in this life already, and your perceptions were different. You came from different perspectives. And those different perspectives, maybe you actually, gosh, I feel like lots of different messages are coming through. So let me filter through and try and voice them all for you. I mean, this is a generic reading that's, you know, hopefully reaching, you know, many people. And I always believe the right people. I always feel we're drawn to the right reading. So for some of you, you haven't been able to literally be yourself. You couldn't express yourself. You couldn't be you. And there's something of that got in the way in a previous relationship. It may even have been that you simply couldn't at that time literally be really honest about your own feelings, about yourself or them. You know, for others, there's something from a past life, and you know, there's almost that you're sort of waiting to meet this person, but you're still anxious, almost as if deep down, you know, your higher self sort of knows that this is a karmic meeting that's going to come. Whatever avenue this is coming into, whether it's someone you already know in this life, someone from a past life, whether you haven't been able to express yourself, whether you know someone and you've ended that relationship or ended, and you're questioning whether you should have ended it, you're doubting something of that. Something here, there is something around you. Your higher self is saying, look, perception is everything. Sometimes also we can dismiss someone, you know, maybe because we don't feel that we can really resonate. And yet actually it may be our differences that are the source of that greatest abundance. I feel like, and this is really interesting, so I'm going to draw cards in a very particular way here. So I'm going to move these cards down. I feel almost like, and this is this card here, I feel like you're living in, or this reading is coming through, and it's like two parallel universes. So bear with me, because this might start to get a bit existential. Is that the right word? But I literally feel like there's two flows of energy. Okay. Yeah, two flows of energy, hidden realms. It's like there's one kind of process going on, and then there's another process going on simultaneously. Okay. One process is that you haven't felt okay to express your love. It's blocked you within relationships. It's stopped you from being able to really say how you feel, or be yourself, or even ask for what you need. Blessing your past is really interesting, because if we are Also ruminating over something, feeling like they got it wrong or we got it wrong, you know, but we're not actually moving anything forwards, we're just going over and over. Then this is actually a really useful tool, because it's a bit like having an affirmation, a pocket affirmation, okay? This card says a useful tool to help us to let go of any emotional residue that is still clinging to us from a past experience is to bless your past. So whenever the memory of something comes up, a person or an event or what someone said or did, press the pause button and say to yourself, I bless every aspect of my past and I celebrate the contribution that it gave me in becoming the person I am today. And that's shifting the energy. I bless every aspect of my past and I celebrate the contribution that it gave me in becoming the person that I am today. It's like putting on the brakes and shifting your own personal energy so you're moving forwards. There's definitely uncertainty. Also, I'm seeing for some of you as well, maybe a relationship has ended and you're questioning whether, I think, as I said, there's lots of messages coming through here. You're questioning whether or not that person was the right one for you or not. So maybe there's a, should I have worked at it better, more? Did I voice something? Should I have said what I meant? The card of uncertainty says, calm the noise within your mind, get still and meditate. Journey. If you are still uncertain, give yourself 4 hours and meditate again. If you are still unclear, wait for 4 days and if necessary 4 weeks and the answer will come. So don't be tangled, just slow it down a little. Now perception is everything, and I think you're questioning perception. This is the other layer here. Okay, I think you're questioning perception, you're questioning what went wrong, or questioning whether you should have left someone behind, like the one that got away. Should you have said something? Or this is someone you currently know and you're not sure whether to say anything. Although this says work on your partnership, this could actually be someone who hasn't yet spoken to you, or you haven't yet spoken to them. You like them, but you haven't reached out. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Something needs to be brought into conscious awareness here. When it's brought into conscious awareness and perceptions are no longer clouded, you know, this is a lovely card because it's so clear. You know, the imagery is beautifully clear. We have beautiful cycles of the moon, you know, here, which often help us to find illumination. By saying something in an open, direct, honest way about the way you feel, whatever the outcome, you'll know where you are. Okay? Perceptions will be, or any misperception will be clarified, and the deal is abundance here. Everything starts to expand and move forwards. Things line up. 12th house introspection. We get to really process the experience in a good way, and as a consequence, rebirth occurs. Okay, which is very powerful, that rebirth happens. Now, whether this is the processing of an experience in this lifetime that you need to put down, or that you need to get back involved in, it could be the one that got away, whatever it is, there's something to be processed. Perceptions overcome here. The key is about you being you, because no one can really know you in relationship if you cannot physically, emotionally, spiritually, verbally even be able to be you. As long as you hold back from expressing yourself, no one can really know you. You know, people will only see that which you present to them or show to them. So something needs to be shifted here in a very, very interesting way, and that will create the flow. It's really okay to be seen. This is coming through. It's okay to be seen. It's okay to be you. Let's draw some more cards. Interesting. I'm going to draw from A different tarot pack to reading number 1, but that's what I'm feeling drawn to. Asking your higher self, how are you going to meet your soulmate? What is this about? Can we have more information, please, for reading number 2? Oh, we have the Lovers. Beautiful. Wow, reading number 2. And this sits with express your love. The Wheel of Fortune coming in with give your relationship a chance. 2 of Swords. Oh, look at this, Super Souls. 2 of Swords and 2 of Wands sitting together. This is beautiful. And then we have the Emperor. That's so nice. That is so nice, reading number 2. Okay, so what I am seeing for you guys here, it's very magical. There's a really powerful connection, whether this is a past life or the one that got away. There's something that needs to be voiced. Your higher self is literally saying to you, the way for you to be with your soulmate ultimately is for you to be you. The moment you make that commitment to yourself, you let go of all uncertainty about your worthiness and any experiences that led you to feel that you would be unworthy or unacceptable. Bless your past and let it go. Perception is everything. If people don't have the right perceptions of you, then they are not worthy of being with you. It's just put that in its place. Okay? What your higher self is saying is, I actually feel like love is really around you. Okay? I do think for some of you, this is someone you know. Maybe you haven't been able to reach out to them and you're being encouraged to do so. You have felt conflicted about it, it's true, but the conflict is much more about being fearful. And for some of you as well, if it's not an existing relationship or the one that got away, and we're talking about a past life connection coming in, the bit that your higher self is saying has been blocked or stopping you is your perception. It's your fear that you won't be acceptable. This is a reading that's saying, reach out, express your love, be yourself, reach out, and the wheel will turn. Conflicts will end. You know, it's time to come out of the cave. Be you. You have so much to offer here. So much to offer here. 3 of Wands. This is a card of celebration, and the Ace of Discs. Absolutely beautiful. We have that new energy coming in, to new vitality coming in to you. This is a celebration of you. The 3 of Wands is, the threes celebrate things. Even the Swords, it suggests a conflict is going to be sorted out and you're going to move beyond it. You know, it's so, but the 3 of Wands, we have a celebration of you. You expressing your love, you being you. The moment you make that commitment and you shift any perspectives or beliefs that where you think other people will not accept you. And yes, it's happened in the past. And I am so sorry that happened, because it does leave its mark. But this is a time for you to be you, reading number 2. Remove uncertainty, bless your past, and you know, you have so much to give here. So much to give. Now I'm going to draw from another tarot pack actually. We're going to ask your higher self. Okay, so with reading number 2, once they make that commitment to themselves, they're prepared to just reach out, to say hi. You know, you could meet someone in a supermarket, say hi. That could be someone from a past life, you know, that moment your eyes connect. If this is someone you know and you haven't reached out, it's time to tell them how you feel. Because even if that doesn't work out, it will give it will make space for a relationship. If there's someone you like, but you haven't said anything, you're not fully available to go and date anyone else. Because a part of you is attached to the idea of this other person. You have a perception here of possibility. Jupiter is about possibility. So this is a fascinating reading. Fascinating reading, reading number 2. Really what I hear, your higher self wants to empower you. This is an absolute reading of empowerment. Your higher self wishes to empower you to call in the one. Whether this is expressing your love to someone, as I said, the one that got away, a relationship that you are uncertain about, or, you know, just reaching out without any uncertainty to somebody new. However that pans out, the connection to a past life, just when you meet and you think, wow, I think that spark is there, but you'd normally just walk past that person. You know, because that's what we do if we're in a supermarket, rather than pause and smile or, you know, make the eye contact. So there's something here about, everything here is saying, put yourself forwards, remove perceptions that stop you from expanding and being the amazing you that you are. Yes, introspection is important, but don't overdo it to the point where you know, eternally remain within your own kind of head and your own perspectives. This is time to reach out, express yourself, and be of the world. Bring yourself into the open. Do not put yourself in the hidden realms. High Priestess. And we have the card of the Lovers again. Beautiful. Okay, Super Souls. This is gorgeous. Right. Your higher self your higher self says to you and your team, I want to say, I feel very much that your spirit teams are really with us. Your higher self says, look, trust your intuition. I am here. I am you. I am with you. I am part of you. I am connected to you. I am the soul part of you that is still connected to the many lives we've had before. We are not born with that conscious awareness, or very few of us are. You know, we often catch glimpses along the way, and our journey can unravel our past lives for us. But, you know, there are many, many times we're not fully connected to those experiences. Your higher self is. Your higher self is saying, I am connected, you know, to your soul's journey. You know, I can see everything. This is someone, this for me is really reinforcing the connection again, the soulmate connection, the past life connection. Again, whether this is someone you know, part of your soul's journey, your higher self is saying, part of your soul's journey in this incarnation is to be you and to know that you can be you. And the moment you give yourself permission for that, you have that introspection, you shift your perspectives, any perspectives that say you can't, things will expand, the rebirth will occur, and you can have love in its fullest. Draw some more cards. We are asking for reading number 2, additional guidance and information. Queen of Angels, Visionary. Ace of Hearts, Love. Oh, I'm just, I'm loving these readings. Okay, reading number 2. Oh, I think I must do soulmate readings more often. I just feel like I'm embellished in love. It's fabulous. The energy is just tingly. I'm so excited for you, reading number 2. Queen of Angels, Visionary. I need to say to you, whatever aspect of your world where you haven't felt you could be you, there's something about you in your own way. For some of you, you could be a spiritual leader in your own field. You could be some aspect of you that is very visionary, potentially unconventional, but something of you that is, non-conventional, visionary. You hold a different perspective. That is what has led you to feel that sort of almost as if this connection will elude you. This reading is absolutely saying no. Actually, being yourself with confidence, ironically enough, isn't what will keep your soul connection away. Being exactly who you are, being unconventional, being uniquely you, holding that different perspective is actually exactly what will bring that love to you. That is what will make that possible. I feel this is such a celebration of you in whatever way, shape or form that emerges in the uniqueness of you. Wow, reading number 2. Your higher self is just saying, you know, this is your pathway. Huge, integral part of your actual fundamental calling and purpose is about you being you. And knowing it and having it, and you know, you haven't been able to voice something within a previous relationship potentially. If that's the case and you feel that was the one that got away, go talk to them. At the very least, they'll say, you know, they'll acknowledge you, and if they're not right for you, you're free to move forwards being you. Or they might just say, wow, that's amazing. I have so much respect for you. Come back into my life, or let's build this. Or, you know, again, express yourself. Don't be afraid to say, this is who I am. This is how I am. This is who I am. This is what I believe. And actually the person, that soul connection will go, wow, that's incredible. They won't go, oh, well, that's not really for me, or treat you with a little bit of condescension is a word that comes to mind. You know, it is no longer okay for you to hide when you are seen. Super souls, everything will flow. Wow. Reading number 2. I just want to say I adore you. It is just magic to see this level of soul growth, and you know, as far as I'm concerned, it is our differences, it is diversity that holds the source of humanity's greatest potential. So I am loving you all for being you and thanking you all for being here. Super souls, you are amazing. So let me conclude. Wonderful, wonderful people. If this is resonating with you, this is a reading that I'm putting into a timeless playlist, timeless readings playlist. I'll put loads of links in the information box. There'll be a link to the timeless readings playlist. So if you want to access these are basically, I'm building a playlist of readings that answer specific questions. If you have a question that you want me to do a reading about, please post it in the comments. I can't reply to all the comments, but I do read them and I do check them out, and I add those questions to my list, and I will do those readings for you over time. And that's a really useful playlist of readings to access if you have a question and you're having a wobble. You know, is this person trustworthy? Is it a yes or a no? How will this evolve? You know, there's lots of readings that I'm adding there that may be helpful to you. I post readings every Sunday, and on Fridays I post a moon update, literally with the lunar energy for the coming week. If you'd like to get a notification of anything as I post it, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, it should come into your stream. I give away a free private reading and a pack of these cards, Bless Your Past, Uncertainty, The Art of Manifestation Oracle cards. I give away these every month. It's a subscriber offer. If you add yourself to my subscriber email list, again, the link will be in the information box and the comments. My colleague draws the names out of a hat once a month, and I announce them after my Sunday readings. And yeah, I post readings every Sunday for weekly guidance from your spirit team. Super souls, my hat goes off to you. I am blown away by you. You are amazing. Thank you for joining me, and I am sending you all the love in the world. Hey super souls, welcome to reading number 3. You have been guided in by the cards Secret Temptation, the Rune of Berkana, and the Feather. I always feel the feathers are directly sort of coming through from your guardian angels. Now we're asking your higher self today, you know, how are you going to meet your soulmate? Can we be given information? What can you actually do? Should you be doing anything? Generally information about this. So we'll draw some oracle cards first. And I'm seeing a lot of possibility here because there is growth. We have the Rune of Growth, Berkana, which is about a whole new phase of life, reading number 3. So We'll draw some oracle cards in the first instance, see what we are shown. There. Okay, let's have a little look here. This is so interesting. Now this just came up in reading number 2, which is very, very interesting. So if you guys have been drawn to both reading 2 as well as reading 3, this may be relevant. Now this card says you've already met the romantic partner you seek. This could be the one. So there's definitely a theme around here that is connecting in a little bit with reading number 2. Very, very interesting. Secret temptation, being led astray. Berkana. We have the cycles of the moon and persevere. We have Venus, beloved. Taurus, cultivate. Sixth house, sustainability. And Vesta, hearth. This is about home, you know, hearth and home. Okay. This is very interesting because we are asking your higher self, how are you going to meet your soulmate? This is really clear. I mean, it's actually saying you've already met the partner you seek. I'm wondering for some of you if, you know, persevere. Who would have thought that a humble acorn could grow into a mighty oak tree? But of course, this takes time. Whatever you are involved in, this card brings a message of reassurance. Your hard work and continued effort and dedication will come to fruition. You are asked to persevere and trust. Okay. Curiously enough, what I feel here, obviously this is a general reading, so it's for, you know, for a lot of different people with very unique circumstances. But I do actually feel as though, you know, if you are, for example, currently on a dating site, it may be that, and you're talking to several people, I want to say that one of those people is the one, you know, but you're possibly not quite sure about, you know, how to move forwards or how to see clearly who's who here. You may actually even be hedging your bets a little bit because you're not in that stage of commitment yet. You know, you're not in a mutually committed relationship. You're not really sure. You may still be navigating some aspect of relationship where you're, you know, uncertain about how it might pan out. But you are being asked by your higher self to persevere. This is very clear. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. I'm going to draw more cards for you, reading number 3. And we're going to ask for a lot more information here. So let's draw from one of the tarot packs. Judgment. The Devil. This is really interesting. Okay, we have Page of Cups and Knight of Cups. Okay, wow. Actually, I'm going to move these up here, these down here. I want us to try and be able to see the really key messages coming through here. Forgive me while I faff around with the cards, but reading number 3, I really do want us to be able to see as much as we can out of the messages as they are shown to us. Okay. I think you have already met your beloved, and this is a relationship that needs to be cultivated. There may be one, I feel like there's maybe more than one choice available to you at the moment. And you may even, for some of you, I mean, the devil is sometimes a card of addiction. So is secret temptation, being led astray. Sometimes this card can speak of addictions, of, or even somebody kind of underhanded behavior around you. You know, there could be somebody putting the spanner in the works around you. You could be, there could be some aspect of your own world, some addiction, some challenge that is stopping you from feeling that you can give freely or really cultivate a relationship here. Sustainability, there's something that's there is something here that's stopping this from moving forwards for you. Everything is there. Beloved, cultivate. We have the rune of Berkana. Berkana is the rune of growth. It speaks of, and this is really interesting. Yeah, this is so interesting. Reading number 3. Berkana speaks of, I mean, it's literally, it's not just a whole new phase of life. It's like building something from scratch. So it's like when, if there's a forest fire, the birch tree, which is the symbol of the rune of Berkana, the birch tree is the first tree to seed itself and to come through after a forest fire. So it looks like complete and utter devastation. And yet amongst that devastation, up pops these seedlings. And of course, you know, a forest is the most perfect community. It's the perfect ecosystem. A forest is completely sustainable. Sustainability. Okay, everything has its part to play, and this ring is really about a brand new beginning. So maybe you've been led astray. Maybe something happened that interrupted something. Maybe you have more than one choice and you haven't yet decided to commit. Maybe there is something or somebody putting a spanner in the works, the devil here. Sometimes the devil card is about addictions. It sometimes can literally mean that somebody, I mean, look at the imagery of this card. Pushing people, you know, into a position of conflict with one another. You know, sometimes somebody can, yeah, put a spanner in the works, get in the way, intervene, because it's not what they want. You know, sometimes even friends, you know, we can have super lovely friends who absolutely adore us and they really want us to be happy. But if we meet someone and it means that they don't get to see you every weekend when they used to, they start to get jealous, and then they intervene and they, you know, put a spanner in the works. Or maybe, you know, there's a multitude of scenarios here. But it is really interesting here. We've got the Page of Cups. You know, the Page of Cups is traditionally a card. You know, I mean, in a way, the Page of Cups is that beautiful kind of, you know, along comes this, you know, beautiful person who sweeps you off your feet kind of thing. You're blown away by them. But we sort of have to move beyond that bit as well. You know, this can be the Page of Cups as an embodiment of an archetype, is somebody who sweeps you off your feet but might not be there for the long term. And yet the Knight of Cups is that moment where something shifts from that kind of sweeps you off your feet to a space of reality where we actually want to really make it happen. And maybe there's had to be some divergence or something else going on. I think maybe something else has come along, and I want to say the purpose of the something else coming along is actually there. Your higher self is saying whatever has come along and whatever the choice is, they're all there to help you to be really clear and defined about what it is you really want. This card can mean deception, underhandedness. It can mean addiction. We have this connection here. There's something about it really choosing to make a genuine, it's like the judgment card, make that call, you know, call that judgment, call that person out, call yourself out above and beyond anything here. Because this is definitely, there is the energy of relationship around you with someone who, and it needs to be cultivated, and it will need to be, your investment into them in a really big way will be very, very important. Because there's great potential here for the long term. It's like the new beginning is there, the growth is there, if you want it. Super souls. Page of Trees, Dreamer. That's our card there. And we have the Divine Order, Equilibrium. Oh, wow. Okay, reading number 3, you're being asked to bring something back into balance here. Your higher self is saying to you, interesting, reading number 1, we ended up with like a checklist, and I feel a bit like the same here, reading number 3. So, checklist number 1, there is a soulmate around you, whether that's on a dating site and you're talking to lots of people, there's one in there. You need to not be spreading yourself so thin, and there may be some interference in the background that you need to challenge or move beyond. It's definitely a time to kind of make that shout, really, to shift from a space of, you know, just dreaming about something to making it happen. You know, being a dreamer is a wonderful energy. You know, we can dream all day long about the perfect relationship, about that soulmate connection. We have to take action as well. Equilibrium, the divine order. We actually have to take action to make something happen. You know, we have to be an active participant in the context of our own life to make this possible. And that's what this reading is inviting. It's like you can be the new birch tree that's shooting through the ground and is ready to start that forest. And your angels are with you. It's really interesting. Your higher self, I feel, it's really lovely actually, reading number 3. Your higher self it feels like such a gentle, I mean, obviously our higher selves never judge us, but it just feels like there's such a gentle energy of reassurance, steadiness, like there to steady you, there to say, look, your dreams are worthy. Bring things back into order, whatever's taken place, whatever divide may have happened, whatever's drawn you in a different direction. You know, you can address that. This is time to persevere and move something forwards. And the cycles of the moon. This card invites you to attune yourself with the rhythms of the moon. Notice how the phases of the moon affect your energy, and learn to use these energetic shifts within you to enhance your capacity to be consciously co-creative in all aspects of your life. Again, you might find there are phases of the moon when you are more wobbly and turn to something else to support you as a prop, rather than actually looking at the real issues. I mean, this is a human thing. It happens to us all. You know, this is time to cultivate love, to cultivate the connection with a particular someone. And your higher self is just patiently waiting and saying, let's move this beyond the dream. Bring things, there is a divine order here, let's bring things into being. It's really very gorgeous, very, very gorgeous. Super Souls, I'm going to draw some more cards and ask, you know, can we have some more information about this situation, and also maybe can we have more information about how this is going to pan out? You know, is there anything else we need to be aware of for reading number 3? Gosh, there's a lot of cards wanting to show themselves for you, reading number 3. Ace of Swords. Look at this. This is all about mind over matter for you guys. Get really clear. You know, don't just dream, believe, and, you know, get clear in your mind. This is overcoming stuff in your own mind. And it's exactly that that's going to create a new beginning. The possibility of this beginning, this Berkana, this phase of growth, is absolutely ready and waiting for you. Your higher self is saying, look, it's just a question of you taking action. Equilibrium and the Hierophant. I mean, and then the Hermit. Look at these pathways, these stairways. You know, this feels very divinely guided. And I would say somebody may well come in to help you. You know, the Hierophant was often in some of the more traditional packs is shown as Chiron, the wounded healer. It is possible to repair something here, to fix it. You don't have to be on your own. You can reach out. 3 of Pentacles. You don't have to do this on your own. There is community, there is support, there is help, there is love around you. You don't have to do this on your own. And if you have been struggling with any form of addiction or something in the way of moving forwards, then share it with someone, because this is, you know, there is definitely guidance around you to move you from a space of wishing something could be real to making it real. If this was an individual reading and I was going to post it, the title I would be putting on it would be Making It Real. And what do we have here? We have the Emperor. Be your own hero, heroine. Knight of Pentacles and the 5 of Wands. Sorry, 3 of Wands, not the 5. My apologies there. The Emperor. Be your own hero, heroine. Take charge of this situation. This is literally what this reading is saying. Take charge of the situation. Make a commitment to discovering whether or not this can be genuinely sustainable. You'll only know by going there. You know, you don't have to sit on your own worrying about it. There is the opportunity for a new beginning around you. Invest in this. The Knight of Pentacles is the energy of someone who's prepared to invest steadily, slowly, one step at a time, but it's a card of investment. It's a card that says, let's commit and let's do this. We're shifting away from the fly-by-night energy of just dreaming about romance to making it real. Your higher self is saying to you, in whatever context this reading is speaking to you, in the uniqueness of your own world, reading number 3, it's time to address the balance here, and it's literally time to make a commitment to address anything that's going on. If there's gossip and drama around you, somebody's put a spanner in the works, one way or the other, it's time to address that and to start to invest in something that you genuinely want for the long term. The 3 of Wands, we are looking ahead. We're not just dreaming though, we're looking ahead and we're working out what actions we're going to take to actually make this possible, to bring it into reality. So action is required on your part in some way, even if somebody has been a bit self-sabotaging, or, you know, it could also, if somebody has been a bit self-sabotaging, isn't that an interesting use of language? If somebody has been sabotaging your opportunities, you can thoughtfully navigate that. If you have been self-sabotaging your opportunities, you can thoughtfully navigate that. You know, you can sit and you can get still, you can evaluate, and you can reach out for support, love and help. The guidance is there. Your higher self is literally saying, look, you can do this. Your higher self is saying, I believe in you. I am walking with you. You deserve this pathway. Have a look at these two cards together. Isn't that kind of magical? The kind of stairway. The stairway that's leading us to where we want to be, to our dreams, taking us up into the canopy of our dreams. Reading number 3, this is really beautiful. This is a time for a new beginning for you. It's time to invest. If there's an existing relationship that's gone wrong, go back and put it right. If it's your relationship with yourself that you're needing to attend to something, it's time to reach out and sort it. This is a really there's a massive shift around you. And your higher self is so patiently saying, you know, I'm walking with you, I'm here. The signs are there, your team, your spirit team are here. It's time to take charge. It's time to make decisions. What do you really want? You know, I think you actually know what you really want. And it's time to just say, do you know, I'm not going to avoid this anymore. I'm not going to, yeah, I know what I want. If you are that person, let's say on a dating site or in the early stages of meeting, you know, quite a few different people, I think one of them is the one. One of them could well be the one. It's time to, again, invest in that process, take action, you know, to really, really identify, you know, to really get to know and check out each of these people with real depth, and then go away and think about it. And then take action, take charge, be prepared to invest. Everything here is saying make it real. Wow, reading number 3. These readings have been so powerful. They really, really have, just so powerful. Super Souls, if this is resonating with you and you would like to get notification of any of my readings, do subscribe, press the little bell icon. I am putting this into a timeless readings playlist, and in that timeless readings playlist, I'll put the link along with lots of any other relevant links. I'll put them in the information box below in the comments, because in that timeless readings playlist, I'm doing lots of readings that ask specific questions. You know, is this person trustworthy? You know, yes, no, how will this pan out? All kinds of stuff, the questions we need to ask ongoing to keep us on track. I'm always adding to that playlist, so if you have any ideas for readings that you would like me to do, please write them in the comments. I can't reply to every comment, but I do read them and I do put them on my list, and as and when the timing is right, I will do those readings and put them in that timeless readings playlist. I also post a moon update. You have the card of the moon, literally with the daily moon forecast for the coming week. I post that on a Friday, and on Sundays I post readings every week for your weekly guidance from your spirit team. So do check those out, subscribe, press the bell icon if you want to get any of those readings coming into your stream. I also do give away a free private reading and some of the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards every month as well. That's a subscriber offer, and I have a subscriber email list. Again, I'll put it in the links. Once you're on that list, literally you just register and then you're on it for good, ongoing, and my colleague draws the names out of a hat every single month, and I announce them after one of the Sunday readings. So again, watch out for that, you guys. Lastly, I just want to say thank you for joining me, and thank you as well so much to those of you who are supporting me on Patreon, and thank you to those of you who have shown your support and your thanks through the super thanks in the comments. I really, really appreciate that. I put a ton of free stuff into the world, and it really does help to manage all of that. I have a whole free library out there as well to do with emotions and things. I mean, it's a totally free site and always will be. It's connected to my long-term profession as a psychotherapist in my former life, before I started trying to bridge the gap between the knowledge of psychotherapy and counselling and our spiritual pathway. Super Souls, I am just so, I'm rooting for you, along with your spirit team, along with your higher self. I am rooting for you. Yeah, they believe in you and I believe in you. Tons of love.